Hello, I'm Maggie Willis.
And I'm Kirk Lyons.
And this is All Things Confederate. Kirk, we have a very important case here. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Be glad to. Friends at home, the Candace Hardwick case is now going to the Supreme Court of the United States. The Supremes, the Noxious Nine, whatever you call them, it's going to the top court in the land, and we need your help. As you know, Maggie, there's nothing cheap about anything having to do with our legal system today. And we've been looking at some of the bills just to get the case to the Supreme Court. And it's right now our out-of-pocket is about $8,000, isn't it?
It is.
We have the research and formatting costs. And then one of the things that's unique about the Supreme Court, when you ask for what's called a writ of certiorari, which is your application to have the Supreme Court look at your case, you have to file a book, and you have to file 30 copies of that book that you publish. It's like a mini publishing deal, and that alone is going to run us about $4,000. So when you add the research costs and the drafting costs and the formatting and all of that together, we're looking at $8,000 to $10,000 to get this thing to the Supreme Court. But it's important. We've been fighting this case. We've been fighting this case for 10 years. The court has routinely thwarted us, denied Candace victory, and she has. The beauty of this case is that we will never have a better case to send to the Supreme Court. Why? Because for the 10 years we've been fighting this case, until she was out of school, there was no disruption caused by the Confederate flag in her school. There's no disruption caused by the flag. And these are facts that are conceded by the other side. And what's more, this school is half black. The mythology is that blacks just go nuclear when the Confederate flag is involved. Well, we even have a petition signed by about 20% of the black school population saying they have no problem with Candace having the flag. Now, our opponents in the school have poo-pooed this, they have downplayed it, and they've used the hometown advantage to thwart us. And frankly, it has been rampant intellectual dishonesty. The courts are saying, and the school is saying, that we must ban the flag because it is disruptive, not because of anything that happened at the school, but for integration and segregation and all the horrible things that happened generations before these kids ever went to school, before Candace ever went to school. So they're using ancient history. The other thing that they're saying is the Confederate flag is controversial in South Carolina, and that in and of itself constitutes substantial and material disruption. Well, I'm sorry. The Supreme Court said a long time ago that that is not enough. We've got a perfect case here. The problem is these courts will not follow the law. Well, we've been fighting for 10 years now. We filed the case. It started in 2003. We filed the case in 2006. We've been to the Fourth Circuit twice. This is the last stop. And frankly, whether they accept the case or not, we hope they do, but whether they do or not, we've got to finish what we start. And we've got to put their hypocrisy on the record so that all honest people that come after us can see how this poor young lady got swine pussed. And that in and of itself is a revolutionary act that any of our forefathers would be proud of, like Sam Adams and Patrick Henry. So we've got to get this case to the Supreme Court. If for no other reason, we're going to let the country know what needs to be done next if they turn us down. Of course, if they accept the arguments, then we're going to let them have it there too. Right. What a bunch of cant hypocrisy has been used to keep Confederate flags out of schools. One rule for everybody else and one rule for Confederates. It's about time to put that on the record and let people stand up and take notice. So you got to help us get to the Supreme Court. And it's expensive, I'm sorry, but it's cheaper than bullets.
That's true.
Cheaper than bullets, cheaper than war. So if you want to help us, send your donation today, your most generous donation possible, to the Southern Legal Resource Center, P.O. Box 1235, Black Mountain, North Carolina, 28711. And our tech, Nathaniel, will put the thing on the screen here so you can see it.
Excellent. And if we don't, the way this thing is left right now, we don't push on through, this is being left with the principals. They can decide
That's right.
what can and can't be said in our schools. That's very, very dangerous, Kirk.
They actually filed a friend of the court brief that actually asked the court, You don't need to worry about this. Let the principals decide this. This is too much work for the courts. We are the experts here. Mm-hmm. So this is what we're fighting. This is their agenda. And if you want to do something to stop it that's relatively inexpensive in revolutionary fighting, send your donation to the Southern Legal Resource Center and help Candace Hartley. Thank you.